Come on in, come on in. We live, we in this piece. Hey. I'm taking my freedom, pulling it off the shelf. Come on in, come on in. Hey. Come on. Come on, y'all. Come on in here. Hey. Hey, Melody. Yes. Good afternoon. I see y'all commenting. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Living my life like it's golden, golden. Come on, come on. That's what we doing up in here. Come on, Hill Hair. Welcome. Yeah. I see you, Melody. Getting your dance on. Born into this freedom. Hey. Yes. Who living their life like it's golden? Come on, let me see you wave up in here. Just giving y'all a minute to get on in. Hey. Hey, good afternoon. I see you. I see you. Hey, yeah, there you go. I see some dancers up in there. Hey, come on, come on. Yes. All right, all right. Golden. Hey. All right, all right. Just wanted to get y'all warmed up in here a little bit. Yes. Come on, sis. There it is. You better get the dancing emojis. All right. Hey everybody, good afternoon. I have a brother who says good morning no matter what time of day it is. He will tell you good morning. And the reason he says good morning at all times of day is because the Bible said weeping endures for a night, but joy comes in the morning. And so, uh-oh. I hope that I ain't played too long, and then it's are y'all still with me? The music, I shouldn't have played the entire song. My bad. I was thinking the groups had a little more liberty than the actual Facebook. However, I was saying about I have a brother who says good morning no matter what time of day it is, because the Bible says weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. So, with that being said, He says, I refuse to have any nighttime. So every time of day, he's going to call it joy. So on that note, now that y'all with me, I'm going to say good morning to you. So good morning, everybody. How are y'all? I hope you are doing well. I am God's girl, Dr. Chiquita Miller Johnson. I am glad to be here. Melody, thank you so much for having me. It is a pleasure to be here. I'm enjoying it. Let me tell y'all, I think this virtual position is probably even better. I didn't have to put on no spank to come up in here because y'all can't see nothing but from here up. Yes, I was like, that will work for me. So I am glad to be here. So let me just give you a couple little things that I need from you. What I need from you is your energy. Now, mind you, being a preacher, and we've gone through COVID, we are so used to talking and not seeing or hearing anybody say amen because we all got to do the little virtual stuff. Yet, at the same time, when it comes to doing comedy, it just feels good to know that somebody else is laughing with you. Yes, girl, not the Spanx. I ain't got the Spank on, so I ain't got to worry about turning into a can of biscuits. Y'all know if you ever rip in the Spank, have you ever, just like a can of biscuits? I promise you it is. So, I am glad I ain't got to worry about none of that. I am comfortable. I started to get really cute for y'all. Then I started to jump into another character, and then I was like, this is virtual. It's lunchtime. We get to just get in here and have fun. So that is what we are going to do, is get in here and have fun. So y'all hit the reaction buttons. That's all I really need from you, is to hit those reactions. Now, of course, you can talk back to me as well. I can see your comments. I'm getting a little bit better with this live dashboard that Facebook has. I'm not feeling it. I really ain't. But we are here and we're going to make it work. I'm excited. I love what Melody is doing with Heal Her, with this Facebook community. Shout out to her, y'all. Can I see some claps? Can anybody get in here and clap and do some claps? If you clap, I want y'all to give a hand to Melody. Give her a hand because she is truly doing some awesome things. I'll let you handle those who are having some complications, Melody, and I'm going to keep on going. I see the comments, and if anybody else can't see me, let me know. But it looks like only one person is saying it's not showing anything. And if you can hear me, maybe you have to get on the on Wi-Fi or what have you. I noticed with some of Facebook's new updates is not liking the data. It wants you to literally just get on your Wi-Fi and use it. So if that's some of the issues, so be it. But yes, thank you. Oh, somebody says I can't hit the reaction button. Well, that's all right. You can drop it right in here like you're doing in the comments. I can see that. Thank you, Shanarian. Did I get it right? Thank you for giving a hand to Melody. So glad. Okay. She's saying that it's said. I'm gonna let you keep handling that, and see. However, just wanted to shout out. I love what you're doing in the Heal Her community. I absolutely love it. I think it's amazing. I love how you're interacting with everyone. I haven't had the time to just get in here and do some of your interactions, but I'll be like, yes, the people is one. Yes, we doing the same thing. Come through now. You better work it out. I love that. The Bible says that we're to provoke one another to good works, and Melody is provoking us. Y'all see them placemat purse? Girl, she about to make me turn anything I can find into a purse. I was like, she gonna make me just turn stuff into purses. After seeing that, y'all don't tell her what you look up and see. You look, I said, come through. And then she did them nails with them press-on nails. I'm waiting on the class for the nails. She said hers have been on for how long? I can't even keep my eyelashes on as long as you kept them nails on, Melody. I don't know how you did that. I'm trying to tell you, when I come in, my eyelashes be on the end table next to me. My husband got up with a fly swatter about killed my lashes on me. I'm like, no, you didn't. No. She said she got a new one to show us. So she gonna have to show us all of that. I'm gonna need you to get in here and do a live on how you do it. Okay, 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, she gonna show us how to put on the press-on nails, and they stay on. Cause I said, I don't know what she touching. She must be doing everything in her life like this. I put on some press-on nails and they pop off. They're press-on, pop off. That's what they are. That's how they work for me. However, I'm loving what you're doing. I love the energy. I love how she's stirring everyone up. As a matter of fact, that's going to feed into what I'm doing with you guys and why I'm here and how I'm here. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Chiquita. It is my birth name. Now, for the generation who is under 30, I want to say under 30, you guys don't know anything about a blue sticker. But there's a blue sticker with a Chiquita name on it. And that was the Chiquita bananas. It used to sit on top of all of the bananas. It's on all the Chiquita bananas. There's a whole brand. Yes, that's why my husband was flashing them, because he thought they were spiders. And so, or getting ready to hit them with the fly swatter. However, the Chiquita bananas, my name is spelled just like it, although that's not what it means. Chiquita means little girl in Spanish. And so my name is Chiquita, Miller, just like the beer. So I always have told people that if you want to know how to pronounce my name, it is Chiquita, just like the banana, Miller like the beer. If you think bananas and beer, you'll never forget me. Now, I ain't tell y'all go get none. But if you think that, you'll never forget it. So then when I got married, somebody said, oh man, I've been calling you Banana Beer all this time in my head. Now I got to try to figure out what I want to call you. And then she said, when I get ready to think of what I want to call you, I see the screenshot with Pastor Q where it's not letting her in for some reason. All right, okay, I'll let you continue to help with that. But as she said, now that your last name is going to be Johnson, I can't think of you as Banana Beer no more. And my little sister said, don't worry about it. Now she's Banana Beer and Brats for Johnsonville Bratworth. I'm like, okay, I guess we still got a way to get people to relate and remember who we are. But for those of you who don't know, I was licensed in ministry at the age of 17. So I've been in ministry for a minute. I am now 54. I don't have a problem with telling my age because to God be the glory, I didn't expect to be here this long. That's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother testimony. However, when I did the somebody said I called my daughter that. When I went through the everything, becoming a minister and all of the rest, I've done ministry, done quite a bit of things, and have been skilled. The other day, Melody shared a post about using all of your giftings and not being afraid to use all of your giftings. And I don't know if you saw, but I commented on there. I was like, my people, I found my people. The reason I say that is because a lot of us have more than one gift. And the world tries to make you think that you're only supposed to use one at a time, or that's it, or if you're using more than one, then you think too much. However, what I have learned is that what God puts on the inside of us, if we don't use it, you're going to feel like you're going to burst. So eventually it's coming out. We just have to figure out what season we're in to use what when. So I did ministry. I've been a full-time evangelist. I've planted churches as an apostle. I've overseen churches. I've overseen pastors. And so on and so many things. Then when 2012, I want to say it was 2012. In 2012, when, somebody else said they can't see anything. Y'all, help my peoples. If they come into the group, can they see it if they're actually in the group? That might be the problem. They actually may need to make sure that they're in the group. And then just go into the group and look down through the posts. And then I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to let y'all handle it. See me trying not to look at it? That's the apostle in me. We be trying to fix stuff behind the scenes. So, anyway, it was 2012 when my mother passed away. And when my mom passed away, the Lord reminded me that when my father passed away, I went into a depression. And so this time, to keep from going into a depression, the Lord reminded me that what you need to do is go ahead and utilize the things that they've given you. And one of the things, my mother was hilarious. She was a businesswoman like no other. Yet she was hilarious. And there were so many things about both of them that was hilarious that I ended up to heal. I did my first comedy show that year in honor of them. And it was called Got to Laugh to Keep from Crying. And after that, the Lord opened up some other doors, and then there came some more things. So it's just been obeying God. Did that comedy show, Got to Laugh to Keep from Crying. After that one was Mama Ain't Raised No Fools. And so we've just gone on and done the things that the Lord has opened the door for us to do. So comedy is a wonderful way of release, but it's also an excellent way of ministry. And what I mean by that is doing things out of the box. Too long we thought that the only way we can minister is just in the church. I'm not trying to preach, but it's in me, so it's going to happen anyway. However, we've got to be able to be willing to let God stretch us. And so in this group, I'm loving how Melody is making sure to share all of her giftings. Come through cook, come through chauffeur, come through with the decorator, come through with the graphic design, come through with the nails, come through making designer purses out of placemats. Yep, I said designer purses. The Lagron touch. And so all of the things that she's been demonstrating and showing and just everything, I said that is a wonderful thing. Because here's the thing that I love. People tell you all the time with your money, diversify. Don't put it all in one place. Do this. But then when you begin to do it with yourself, people, what are you doing? What is that? So I hope that out of this today, you'll see that you can do more than one thing. I am a wife. I am a mother. I am a Grammy. Yes. So, okay, let me help put that in perspective for y'all. I'm a wife, and together my husband and I have 14 children, and we had our 19th grandchild in April. I am truly a Grammy. On top of that, I am a minister. I am a salon owner. I'm a certified counselor. I'm a certified coach, coaching specialist. And then those are the things that other people know. Sewing, as a matter of fact, I had to get up this morning and sew something. Sewing, all the other talents and skills that we have. And then comedy just happens to be fun. And it's just a way that we can laugh and do some things. So since we're there, now I got all of that out of the way, I want to go ahead and let's get back to laughing. So laughing is good. It's good like a medicine, is it not? Absolutely. It really is. And it's one of the things that if you don't learn how to laugh, if you don't know how to laugh at yourself, you will eventually find yourself in this wonderful designer jacket that they have that helps you hug yourself in a very, very soft room. And it's a white jacket. It's got some accessories on it to help make sure you hug yourself. What you don't want to do is be in that. How do you end up in that? By taking everything too serious, not knowing when to laugh, not being able to laugh at yourself, even when things are going wrong. If you don't think things are funny, child, listen. I have learned that I don't have to make fun of people to have laughter. I can just look at my own self and laugh and see the things that are hilarious to me. And that by itself is it. So at this age, at 54, I have been looking at the differences in some things. And the differences in some things between when I'm 54 and before I was 50 or even before 30. And how I thought, somebody said to me yesterday in the salon, she said, you know, there was a time I was scared to get 50. Somebody said it just to me the other day. It wasn't in the salon. They said it to me. They said I was scared to get 50. Every time I had a birthday, I would get scared. I was like, why are you scared? They were like, I just thought it was old. Well, guess what? I thought it was old too. No, y'all, for real. I thought it was old. Okay, funny story, true story. I made a phone call sometime, a long time ago, and I was in my 20s. Called somebody, I said, hello? Matter of fact, true story, I was calling my pastor at the time. And my pastor, I'm in my 20s, and they were probably in their 60s. I'll say they were in their 60s. And I called, and his wife answered the phone, and I said, hey, First Lady, I need to talk to Pastor so-and-so. I got to tell him this is this. It's information he wanted me to give him. And she said, well, sweetie, he's not available right now. And I said, but he told me to call him. He said, Pastor said, call. And he said, give him this information. And she said, okay, but well, I tell you what, I'll let him know to call you back. I said, First Lady, Pastor said when I get this information to call. I said, is he not there? He's here. he's here, but he's not available. Now, me and my young self, foolish young self, thinking old people only did old people stuff, I wasn't catching the hint. He's here, but he's unavailable. Y'all know what that meant, right? I didn't figure it out the first time. Till finally, she had to say, baby, we're indisposed right now. I said, oh my God. Okay, bye. Click. Hung up the phone. I was so embarrassed. I didn't even want to go to church the next day. I was like, kill the visual, Jesus. Kill the visual. Oh, the blood. So I was so embarrassed. I went to church. I was like head down. I don't even know if I ever gave him the message. I just was done. I was like, I don't see nothing. I don't think nothing. But I can remember when my sister said, you so silly. I had that sister, y'all. I'm the youngest out of 9 out of a blended family. And I had one sister who used to always tell me every little thing I did, you so dumb, you so stupid. And she wasn't being, facetious. She would just tell me how silly I was. She said, I can't believe you didn't catch that. I said, no, I didn't catch it. And she said, what? I cannot believe you didn't catch it. I said, I didn't catch it. She said, well, why wouldn't you figure that out? They're married. I said, they're old. She said, what you mean they old? He ain't but what, 59, 60? Girl, after 50, folk don't do that. Well, I'm glad to say that that's a lie. And now we know. And so I am not sure, y'all, why this is not allowing people to see it. Melody, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's from when I had the music part in it or what. But I do hope that you guys are going to be able to go back and watch the replay for those who couldn't see it. And so, anyway, I found out that after 50, life doesn't stop. And it continues. And you got to learn how to have the energy you need so that you can continue it and have fun as well. So, what are some of the things that I'm loving about this part of life? Being what they call over the hill. I love the fact that at this age, you know, my mom used to be the person who had no filter. And she would continually say, child, I lived long enough to say what I want to say and folks just have to deal with it. Now, I haven't quite lived long enough to say everything I want to say because I'm hell scared. More than I'm hell scared, I'm afraid of God. I fear the Lord. I reverence him and I'm afraid of him. All at the same time. And that's good, as we should be. So I can't just say everything. But I have realized that the filter gets even thinner when you're getting older. So for those of you who are younger and you just waiting to get there, eventually you'll be able to use your age on that part. Now, and the other thing that I realized the difference in the generations. I have a god sister who calls me a golden millennial. Really? A golden millennial? So what she says to me, is, you're millennial enough, you're in touch with technology enough that you could be considered a little bit millennial. She says, but your parents raised you at they were so much older than you, and you were raised so old school that you're golden. So she says, I kind of mix the two and say you're golden millennial because you tend to bridge the gaps. But lately, y'all, Facebook has been making me realize the millennial season of whatever she thought I had is gone. And nothing but golden is here. Because, y'all, I said, okay. I was thinking today, I said, okay, Lord, I'm at the stage where it was easier for me to do things in person than it is with technology. For example, yesterday, I did a social live on our professional wall from JCPenney's, and my stylist there is a younger person, and she was like, "Ooh, I'm camera shy. But in person can talk." Well, she's not younger; she's older. She's at the stage where we're more comfortable with people than we are technology. The younger generation is more comfortable with technology than they are with people because everything is social. So some kind of way we got to balance this thing out. Think about it. They're more comfortable texting than talking. We're more comfortable talking than texting. Is it true? Now say it ain't so. Find the lie. They're more comfortable with sending you a text versus a letter or any of the things. They don't even know what mail is. I had a postage stamp and my kids were shocked because you can open my wallet right now and I'll pull out postage stamps and they're like, wow, people still use those? Yes, I do. And so it's interesting. Okay, it says, maybe it's something on her end. Okay. All right, so I hate that. I really do hate that people aren't able to see anything. It may be taking a minute for them to get into the group all the way once you approve them. And then they probably have to realize that they'll just have to come back and watch the replay. But again, that's how our generation is. Technology, we're like, what? How do you work this thing? Y'all, before I got on here, I was looking for something. God is my witness, and it was in my hand. It wasn't my phone this time. But that's happened before too. And so at this age, there's so many things that happen that you're like, what is really going on? How in the world? So how many of you in here are mothers? Let me see. If you're a mother, I want you to go ahead and raise your hand. Do something in the comments. Let me know. Let me see that. Let me see who I'm talking to. If you're a mother, let me see. If you're single, let me see. If you're a single mom, shout out to you. More power to you. Let me see. If you put in there, wife, mother, whatever you are, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're an employee, however you are, let me see where you're at so I can see who we're working with in here and see what's going on in your life, where you're at, and what is happening. I hate that sis has had to jump off of here to try to see how to fix this for everybody. But, y'all, the replay will be in here, so that's one good thing. All right. Okay, so great. We got one hand raised. Awesome. So that's one mother. So then, as a mother, do you have how many children? All right, single mom. Power. Listen, my son said, forget the superheroes with the capes. My son said a real superhero is a single mom because he was raised in single parent household, or the end of it anyway. And he told me, he said, you know how they had that saying where they say, "Take it like a man." I said, yeah. He said, they need to change that to take it like a single mom because y'all tough. So shout out to you. But when you have children, if you have more than one, I don't know how many you have, but if you have more than one, you find out that there is, it just never, the mothering thing, it changes the stages and the graduations of it. And so y'all, I have gone through when they were infants. I have gone through, okay, stay at home mom with 2 children. Woo! I wish I had sound effects. Awesome. Awesome. Shout out to you. Kudos. That's wonderful when you're able to. Absolutely wonderful. I did that a season with mine, and then as an entrepreneur, that's what made me become an entrepreneur, was having them where I could be. All right, Carolyn, you about to feel exactly what I'm getting ready to say. So I've been at all the stages. I remember being pregnant. I remember, yes, I do. Even though they're all grown, my birth children are 33, 32, and 26. And then the other 11 I inherited when I married my wonderful husband. And so but those are the 3 that I gave birth to. And y'all, that experience, Father, help me today. Y'all, pray me through. Anybody, I still am traumatized a little bit by the experience. I remember my first birth. The first time I gave birth, I was all prepared. I was so prepared to deliver. I took the classes. I was proud of myself. He took the classes. We gonna be in here. We gonna know what to do. We not gonna look stupid. I had my hair. It's gonna be cute. It's gonna be pretty. When I get done, I'm gonna be the first woman who gives birth. And at the end of that, I'm gonna still be looking fly. Not. I had an emergency cesarean. And the emergency cesarean, I was so shocked that I had to have it. I was devastated. Then when I came to, because it was an emergency, they put me all the way under. But when I came to, there was a nurse pressing on my incision. I remember not seeing anyone, but just feeling pain. And I grabbed what was hurting me by the wrist. And all of a sudden, I hear, "Let go of my hand." And I couldn't even focus, but I had a death grip on that baby's hand. She said, "Let go of me." I looked up finally when I could open my eyes, and she came into focus. I said, "No, you were hurting me." She said, No. I have to press to get the clots out." I said, No, you don't press on a cesarean. And she said, "Oh, sweetie, we do, but I tell you what, I'm going to give you a few moments and let you get a little rest, and then I'll be back." So I'm laying there. I'm taking in the pain. I'm taking in the fact that, this is not what I signed up for or what I expected. And I'm just kind of mulling for a second. And by the time she got back to the nurse's desk, I hit the button. She came back. She said, yes, what's wrong?" I said, "I need you to call the doctor." She said, "The doctor? Why?" I said, "Because something's wrong. So she told the head nurse, "I need you to come over here." She said, "Something's wrong." So the head nurse comes over. I said, "Sweetie, call the doctors. Get him in here right now. Get him in here now. Get him in here now." And she said, "What's wrong, baby? What's wrong?" I said, "He sewed me up too tight." Yep. He sewed me up too tight. My stitches are hurting. I can feel it pulling apart. Nope, it's too tight. I need you to get him in here. Tell him, come loosen this up. I can't do this. This is too much pain. And so the nurse laughed. She says, "Oh, sweetie, that's not too tight. That's just how that feels. You just press this little button every time you have some pain. Don't worry, you can't overdose, and you'll be okay. And we're going to go back over there." And just before she got back to the nurse station, beep, hit the thing again. She comes back. She said, "What's wrong?" And I said, "The button's not working." She said, "Yes, it did." No, it's not. "I still have a lot of pain." No, too much pain. So then finally I told her, I said, listen. Come here, come close. Because I couldn't talk loud. She said, "Okay, what's wrong?" I said, "I had a toothache about a week ago, and I put some Ambisol on it, and Ambicil, and it numbed it. I need y'all to go get some Ambicil and rub that on my stitches so it can stop hurting. She said, oh, no, we can't do that. No, I will sign whatever release you need because I have zero pain tolerance. I can't take this pain. I'm about to lose my mind up in here. And she was like, oh, you're so cute. And so she goes off and up, beep, ring the button again. She comes back. Yes, dear. How can I help you? Sweetie, my brother's a psychologist. I need you to call him. I need you to call him right now. I'm losing my mind. I'm going crazy. I can't do this. I cannot deal. I don't understand this pain. And so she was just rolling. She was like, oh, baby, you're so cute. I'm not trying to be cute. And so then they were like, well, you had a beautiful little girl and she's so sweet. Oh, that's awesome. How much does she weigh? Because I gained 75 pounds. And they said, oh, well, she weighs 6 pounds, 3 ounces. 6 pounds, 3 ounces. That's it? Okay. So you're trying to tell me the rest of this is me? I was feeding too. That's what we think when we're eating. But that didn't work that way. So we went on through all of those things, and then we hit the teenage years, and now I'm at the stage of an empty nest. And that's a wonderful thing. Except I learned what Bill Cosby said. They come back. Bill Cosby said a long time ago. He said when they go, they leave out one way and they come back with more. And so you just kind of get used to the fact that they go and they come, they go and they come. And it's a blessing every time, especially when you enjoy being Grammy. So I just wanted to give y'all a little bit to laugh about this morning, just a little bit on your lunch break. And I figured, hey, we'll jump in there and talk about a few things. I didn't want to be long. It's already been 31 minutes, and that's because I spent about 4 of it living my life like it's golden. But I do want to say this, and I just want y'all to know that whatever it is that God has anointed you to do, if it's multiple things, you can do multiple things. Just ask Him what season, when, and how. Who goes with what? And then you'll know. Here's the best way I tell people. Matter of fact, today in Oklahoma City, we are forecast to get up to 111 degrees. So at 111 degrees, you wouldn't see us walking around in a fur coat because that's not the season for it. However, when it's below 0 degree weather, you wouldn't see me walking around in this. So when we know what season we're in, then we can know what thing to deal with, what goes with what. And that's how I began to recognize, Lord, what do you do when you've made somebody multi-gifted and multi-talented? How do you want to get the glory out of this? Because remember, with the talents, the parable of the talents, he definitely doesn't want you to bury it. No, but he does want you to cultivate and be able to get a return on it so that he can get a return out of his investment on you. And each time you can do that. So with that, he's been getting a return on his investment out of every gifting. Yeah, I just want to come in here just for a real quick, comfortable, without, the risk of turning into a can of biscuits with some Spanx on, without having to stand up and try to have all the posture of everything else, and just make you all laugh a little bit. And I hope I brought a little bit of joy, even as you're thinking through some of those things that I talked about earlier. So y'all have a great rest of the day. I'm not going to hold you long. I know it's a lunch break mini. I know that many of you are just getting in on lunch. There are some people who are going to watch this later, and that's cool. I do want to say this to the stay-at-home mom. I'm going to say this, and then I'm getting ready to go. Yeah, so we preachers, so that's my first close, right? Okay. I get 2 more, right? But no, I want to say this to the stay-at-home mom. Shout out to you for that, because I can remember when I had my children, and this was one of the things I was going to say. I don't care how many children you have, and I don't care, better yet, let me do this. I had 3 children by birth. Those 3 children had the same mom and daddy. I know. You know how I know? I was there at the conception and the birth. They had the same parents. But for the life of me, you cannot get those genes evenly spread between all 3. So when I had those 3 children, you know what the Lord had to teach me? Train up a child in the way he should go. And then he showed me that ain't just telling them you ought to love Jesus and give the Lord some of your time and all of these other religious things that we do. But it's literally seeking the Lord to learn what is it that this child is going to be, and recognize the giftings and the talents and all of those things that's in that child, and then cultivate those things early. Start cultivating them and pointing them in that direction. Train them up in the way they should go. point them in the path that's for them. God is depending on you to be able to seek him, to know what direction that you point them to. Tiger Woods' dad trained him for what he's doing long before we knew him. And so you get the privilege to do that same thing. And so as a parent, recognize that they're totally different. So that means your discipline styles may be different with each one. A whole lot of different things may be different with them with each one. That is a show all by itself. But as you walking through it, the privilege of being a stay-at-home is you get even more time to do that. So shout out to you. Kudos to all of you guys. I love being in this group. I love how Melody, even the name of it, Heal Her. The Bible said, physician, heal thyself. So while we're depending on other things, let's do the part that we need to do. Let's do the part that we need to do for ourselves and not just depend on everybody else. Learn whatever it is that you're dealing with in life. You can laugh at it. You can find the good in it. I tell single moms all the time, or I tell people, period. But I deal with a lot of single moms. I speak at single mom conferences. And one of the things that I tell them all the time is you can always find the good in something. Even if your baby daddy might have been a drug dealer. Can I find good in that? Absolutely. You can tell that child, baby, daddy might be in the wrong business, but he's got an entrepreneurial spirit that I want you to pick up. So what we're going to do is pray for you to get the God part, or chew the meat and spit out the bone. Because if he was a drug dealer, at least he know how to do inventory, he know how to manage, he know how to count money, he know how to... And so when you begin to look at those things and see in everything that you're dealing with, y'all, how not to take life so serious, find the good in all of it. Y'all have a great rest of the day. Love y'all much. I'm excited to be here. Again, Melody, thank you for the invitation. It was a pleasure. It was a privilege. Normally I sing. Yes, there's a piano over there. I didn't get on it to play. I just got in here and was like, we're going to let Jill Scott take us in. So y'all have a great rest of the day and enjoy it. Thank you for having me. Everybody take care.